Hello, I'm attorney Robert Pecori. I've been helping families with estate planning and elder law in the Pittsburgh area for the last 28 years in my family's firm, Pecori Pecori. Today I'll be discussing with you family involvement in elder law and estate planning, who should be involved, what roles do they play, and when do they need to act. So today you will learn the common roles or tasks for your various family members, the importance of a close, trusting relationship with these persons, who should you include, and perhaps more importantly, who you should not include to help you with estate planning and elder law. I've represented many seniors who take care of their own affairs over the years, but often the first call that I get is from a child seeking help from mom or dad. It can also be an additional family member like a niece or a sibling. It's important to note when I get these calls that mom and dad are the actual clients, not the family member who may have contacted me. I'm able to work with family and I can speak with them, but only if mom and dad allow it. Mom and dad are usually happy for the help, but not always. So what types of roles do family members play in estate planning and elder law? There are various roles. I'm only going to talk about perhaps the most important of them today. So an executor, that's a person in charge of your estate. A power of attorney, that would be a person to help you while you're alive. A trustee could be either before or after you're gone. A caregiver, which is perhaps the most important of all of these roles. So what are the fundamental characteristics for all of these that I just mentioned? Number one, these are all roles of trust. You have to be able to trust all of these individuals implicitly. These individuals have to have the willingness and perhaps more importantly the time to be able to assist you, as oftentimes these roles are pretty demanding and time consuming. These people all need to be very reliable. So who should you not name? So obviously somebody who is untrustworthy, somebody who is perhaps in poor health or not good with their own finances, somebody who has perhaps a drug and alcohol problem or is under the undue influence of a spouse. Those would not be good people to be taking care of these roles for you. Who should it be then? So for a power of attorney or a trustee, this needs to be somebody that you trust implicitly because they have access and authority over all of your funds while you're alive. Everything they do has to be in your best interest, but remember, they can do what you can do. So they can move your money around, they can make gifts of your money, they can make decisions for you. Obviously, this person has to be somebody who is willing and has the time. It has to be somebody who's very reliable. Special skills like, perhaps a CPA or an attorney can be helpful for this role, but it's not necessary. For some people, power of attorney is a very demanding job. For others, it's not so demanding. Most of the time, parents are fine naming their spouse or their kids in this role, but not always. So the next one, for executor or trustee, again, this is a role of trust. This person needs to have the time because being an executor is a time-consuming job. They need to be able to follow instruction because they're likely going to be working with your counsel. Again, special skills can be helpful, but they're not necessary. They do, however, have to have good people skills because a trustee and or executor is going to be dealing with your family members or your heirs when you're gone. Usually this is a family member that holds this role, but again, not always. Whoever the best person may be is who you should name. So for a caregiver, and again, this is probably the hardest of all of them. It's the most demanding, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Often this person has all of the other roles that I mentioned, plus the daily responsibility for care for mom or for dad. Obviously, they need to have the time and the willingness to be able to take on this role. It's a role of trust. Often this person needs to be able to live with them or be close by, obviously, and often they have to be in good physical condition because it can be a very physical job. Only you know who may be best for these roles. Usually the person is obvious, but not always. It's most difficult when you don't have kids or close relatives that you can trust or may be nearby. I can often help you decide who might be best for that role. So if you're an individual or family member who may be helping a loved one, but they do not yet have documents in place, please visit my website where you can learn more about the importance of having a good estate plan in place and naming the right people to help you. You can also schedule a free consult with me on the website, and that is PecoriElderlaw.com. It's listed below. We help families with estate planning and elder law issues in Pennsylvania and northern West Virginia. I thank you for tuning in today. If you have a question or a comment, please leave it below, and I hope you have a nice day.